Okay, this is Red Peril Official Tour Video 1. I won't show you all of the things I've done on the inside because most of them don't work and it's a work in progress, so I won't go into it. But what I will show is tinted windows. Now this window tint isn't great. You can see through it a bit. It wasn't my first choice, but I actually ordered 3 different tints and none of them turned up. So in the end, after over 2 months of waiting and complaining, I just took what I could get. I'm happy. At the back, you can see the best tint, which is at first. This is smoked silver tint, which I particularly like. It's completely one way. You can look out of it one way and not see anything from the other side, and I will show you that now. So if you look from the inside, okay, so this is a thing I built myself. It is what it is. Okay. So here we have all the extra tools and bits and pieces. This is what I use for funneling sunflower oil into my engine. I use 50 to 60%. It's 1998 diesel, so it can take it. On the second shelf, as we see here, we have plates, pans, cooking, cups. And then finally, at the top, we have where I keep my bag. We've got my tool bag with all my tools and essential things. This has been vital, including my little saw, which I used to mostly cut that wood. And I've got my drinks in my cool box. I've got an extra folding sink for it folds out and it washes, and I've got my 24-volt drill. What else? Okay, we've got the oven. Under here we've got the sink. Cutlery in here. We have a grill. And then this is my wood tile. And again, another thing I built that I'm quite happy with is this shelf. Initially this was just one open space, but with a lot of awkwardness I managed to install this. It's not much, but for me it was a triumph. At the back I'm going to put the water pipe so that the sinks will be electric, but to be honest, that's a luxury that I don't need right now. Down here we have gas, and we have my LDV TB18 compressor fridge, which is excellent. It only turns on when it needs to. It runs off the electric, and it just runs 24 hours a day. It's perfect. Got all my food in there and my medication. Little portable bin. Gas, I think I said. And then all the curtains in this are new. It came with some, but it just wasn't designed for privacy really. So these are new. These curtains I'm particularly proud of. You'll see once again that this is all the one-way glass from the inside. It's great. Again, all the curtains are new. Oh, I'll briefly show you this. This was a bargain. Hell of a bargain. £20 it cost me because I bought it through the lockdown. It's a 12-volt TV. It has an inbuilt DVD player. It has USB, HDMI, and I'll show you around the back. This is Chromecast, which I partially set up it's good enough for now. And behind it you will see my violin, which I am not practicing. What else do we have? Seasonings, close pegs, curtains. I was talking about curtains. Curtains are exciting. Okay, everyone loves curtains. So here we have my first curtain. These curtains were actually sewn by Sarah on a machine. She did all of them. It was amazing. We bought some that were very cheap, and I quite liked the design, but they were too big. So they were doubled up and made to be bespoke to the van. This poster, not looking its best right now, was from Kelly's van. She didn't really want it, so I repositioned it. The safety pins are new. For the last 6 months it's just been held up by close pegs. This I bought off of eBay just because I think it's nice, and I just didn't really like the green curtains. What can I show you? Alright. Wardrobe. In my wardrobe you have, well, clothes and this beastie. This is a Rambly MTTP charge controller. I did quite a bit of research. This one cost me £70 to £80. I realised you can get them for a tenner off the internet, really cheap, but they risk damaging all of your products. And to get a decent one you need to spend about 30–40, so I thought I'll go all the way and get the best I can get, really, which was this one. MTTP means it's just how the wave works. It's more natural, and it takes more heavy duty stuff. Underneath my cupboard, let's see. This is a mess right now. This is my next stop is Peterborough, and the first thing I will do is sorting out all my electrics from here on. In the front I'm going to pull all of the wires out, and me and my friend Nathan we're just going to rebuild it from scratch, because it's not good. It's not good. It's the little things I like. I love this. This is my medication, and just likes to smell nice. Oh, not as terrible. This is my rock and block. It is black musk, and it's lovely, and it warms up and it makes all your clothes smell. I got them originally when I went into Morocco, but you can buy them off eBay. I just think they're really nice. What should we do? Here's my mask collection, essential stuff, and okay. Another cool little thing that I really like is this beastie here. It costs like £1 off the internet. You clip your phone in here, and then like when I'm in bed I can just stick a movie on my phone or an audiobook and just have it straight above me. I can see the screen, I don't have to hold it. On a similar line of thought, I also strongly recommend one of these. Obviously I can't show you my phone because my phone is in my hand, but you just rest your phone here and you can just use your phone, you can rest, you don't have to hold it. What have we got? My Sony speaker. This one cost me a tenner off of eBay actually, and it's perfect condition. It runs off the electric, the sound's really good. And here we have my personal, this runs from the inverter, which I had to buy a new one. So again, that's that's a really good quality inverter. I already bought one off the internet, a Chinese one, and then this one came up and it was just pure sine wave, which like MTTP with the charge controller, like MTTP with the charge controller, pure sine wave is just much better for your electrics. And this one came up and it cost me 20 quid. off of eBay and it works perfectly, and it should have cost 50-60 quid. So again, just waiting around tends to really pay off. It's like fishing, really. Here I have, so this runs from the inverter. I've got my speaker, my TV. There's a Sarah. Hello, Sarah. There's some washing. What do we run? My lights. My lights are great. Thank you, JJ. I actually stole these from your parents' bin. I never told you. Now, originally I had battery lights, but I was running through the batteries just constantly. So once I had a good inverter, I was able to run these. They do drain quite a lot of power because they run off the mains, but I will show you why that is not a problem in a minute. I also have this. It's a trickle charger. That goes straight into, well, it should go into my battery. I don't think it's plugged in at the moment. It's basically pointless. I bought it off eBay because I wanted to drive the van somewhere. So I went up near Newcastle to pick it up because it was a really good brand and it was very cheap. But yeah, it doesn't really do anything. It was I think I paid 10-15 quid and I spent about 20 quid in petrol to get it, and it's pointless really. You can use its trickle charge, you start a battery, that's what it's recommended for, but the output is barely anything. However, speaking of solar panels, I will show you this. Oh, I also removed my roof, so I have a skylight and I can get a lot more air in. And we will see why this is useful now. Okay, so this is a 390 watt solar panel. I picked it up for, I think it was 130 quid. It was about 30 quid more than the other one I was going to go for, which is half the size. And this was the maximum power that my charge controller was able to take, so I figured why not get as much energy as I can. It's glued on, it's not drilled on, using very high powered sealant, as you can see, and it's as steady as a roof is, steady as anything in this van really. What can I show you? There's my kettle. Oh, and here, this is the first thing that I was particularly proud of. So when the van came, you've got bed here, you've got bed here, and then you had this just awful rope ladder thing that you had to kind of stick underneath the mattresses, and it was terrible. Also, while I'm talking about the bed, the mattresses had a tendency to slip off. So I did two things. Firstly, I took some wood. This is free wood. I got this from B&Q, and it was free because it's just spare wood. So yeah, why not? So I drilled this in to keep the ends clear, but that wasn't enough. So you'll see here, this is actually from the rope ladder I was telling you about. I ripped it apart, cut the wood down and used it to keep all the bed in place. So the mattress no longer slides off, and then on the other side you will see I think this is cool. I bought some chair wheels off the internet. This is just some spare wood that I had. It took a while to do this because the legs kept falling off, but it's pretty stable now. It's that simple. You slide it out, you put the edge of the sofa down here, and you have a bed as far as you can see, and it's pretty comfortable. Got a handle for convenience, and it's all kind of reinforced because you can see here what happens when you don't reinforce it. Now under the bed I've got a diesel heater down here. It took ages. I was going to put that in a few different places, but I put a few holes in the van and none of them really worked out. So I had to put it there. It's not finished yet. I still need to hook it up to the electric. Obviously in this weather I've not needed it, so that's fine for now. Cupboards, I have food, smellies and meds and all of that stuff, and then electrics. This is my watts, amps, voltage ratio. I've learnt a lot. Okay, what else can I show you? The only other lights I have when I don't want to use the full power, and the only other problem with these lights is they run off of the electric, so the inverter, which does make a bit of noise, so does the fridge. So when I don't want to have the inverter on, I use these. This is a remote control, which I attach to a wall because I was always losing it. And it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? It does work, strange. Okay. So up here we've got LED lights. These run straight off the battery, and they don't use anything at all, and they have 1,000 different settings. You can have different strobes, different colours. It's quite dim, you can change the brightness. Oh, speaking of, what I do like with my stolen lights is, how cool is that? I love it. Alright, let's go back. There we go. And that's pretty much all of it. Through here, you've got access to the cabin. Down here, you've got my library. Here's a few things left over. My fan, essential, obviously, that stays up there. And then the final bit that I'm not dealing with right now is general everything else, all my other storage. Up at the top are the window blinds I made in the winter because it was really cold and it was losing a lot of heat through the windows. But obviously I've taken those off, so now I have a lot of light and air in the van. And that's about it for now. There's a million things, but this is really boring. So there you go. My van, I think it's cool.